£2 AliExpress, August 24. It's C2C, can do 100 watts, and most importantly, tells me what's going on. £17 watts. Yeah, I don't think there's any point of buying these cables if you don't have any way of knowing that they're doing what they say they're going to do, you know. So really, I think all cables you buy now, you should get, it's got a monitor on it that tells you what's going on. It's telling me it's doing it by PD, which is fast, and it's telling me it's 17 watts, which is as fast as this charger can go. Apparently that can do 100 watts, the cable. This can do 36 watts, but the charger can only do 18 watts. So that's what's holding it back. Because when you buy these things, charger, cable, thing, one of them's probably going to be a weak point. Whatever that is, it defaults everything to that weak point. In the old days that was 5 volts, 1 amp, 5 watts. That's snail pace. But now we're really getting somewhere. I also wanted to show the charger because I got this for like £1.89 off of Temu last year. It's discontinued now, is what I'm using, the Type-C connection. You've got a USB Type-3 there, but I can't believe the speed that this thing can do for the price. For those who don't know, power is measured in watts, and watts equals volts times amps. So for 15 years, really beginning of time, we've been 5 watts. It's been 5 volts and 1 amp. And usually, if you're using an old cable or something, that's what it'll default to. And a lot of people are still using that, you know, even though they've got laptops that may be able to go at 100 watts. They may have a cable that can only do 5 watts. So that's the speed that it's going to charge up. So, I mean, you can either do it by, say if it was 10 volts and 1 amp, that would be 10 watts. Or you could do it 5 volts, 2 amps, and that would be 10 watts as well. But amps is what heats up your cable. It's actually, you're meant to think of it as the electrons moving through. It's the current. And so the higher amps you've got, the bigger your cable needs to be. I've seen people who've had an electrician wire stuff and the cable's been too thin and it's burnt because the amps was too high for it. And it's melted the outer cable, but this can do 100 watts, so I'm guessing it can do something like, I don't know, 10 amps or something. Or maybe not. Maybe it's more designed for voltage. But yeah, my point is, I think you would rather the voltages go higher than the amps. And for years we've been stuck at 5 volts, but now they're making phones that can do, you know, 20 volts, 30 volts. And that's probably the better way to do it, you know. Make the voltage higher so you can keep the amp slower for the same amount of power. So with this, if I was using that socket there, USB Type 3, I could get 5 volts, 3 amps probably. I don't know about this 9 volts, I think that's probably that as well. So 9 volts, 2.4 volt amps, that's like, so if I multiply them, that's like, is that like 20 watts or something? I don't know. That's 15 watts, that one, and with this one I can get, I think that's 18 watts in it, 12 times 1.8, but then that one's got the lowest ampage, so you've got the lowest to worry about the cable burning or melting or whatever. So that would probably be the best one, and that's probably the PD that's doing that. I don't know what PD means again. Yeah, so it says PD can do 18 watts, so maybe the USB can do, what's that, that's like 20 watts or something. Maybe the USB Type 3 can do. But I'm just amazed at the price of these things now, you know, that was £2, August 24. This is a cable I'm talking about. It's a really nice cable as well, like, it's that sort of bendy cable. I mean, it feels good quality. The brand's called Toocki. But I think if you're buying cable now, you need a monitor on it, because you need to know what's going on. You can buy these separate, but maybe that's the thing you could do. But I would just like them on the cable, Type C to Type C this is. I think that's the way we're going to go. You know, at the moment we're still using the big Type A from what we had from the start, but now they're going at Type C both sides because I think they can just charge things faster that way, probably by putting the voltage way up. Yeah, and that charger was only £1.89, probably before tax that is, but I just can't believe it. And it's so light as well. I mean, I thought they used to be really heavy because they're transformers, I think, basically, or they used to be anyway, which is a very thing. It's like lots of coils wrapped around, and then you've got less coils on the other end, you know, that sort of thing. And then that would take the voltage down. You plug it in at 240 watts, 230 volts, and then it would come out this end at 5 volts. So you would have lots of coils at that end, not so many at that end, I think. And it was the electromagnetic thing. That's how you were getting it in the old days, but I don't know how they're doing it now, because this thing's really light. This is discontinued, but it's probably a better ones now, you know. So your input, 240 volts input, that's when you put it in the plug. Half an amp, but it's coming out at 5 volts, 9 volts, 12 volts, and the amps are being boosted. These colour codes are meant to mean something, but I don't know if they're in agreement yet, so it's a total mess really, you know. But that's Type C. Maybe PD is only Type C. Is that what it's called? PD? This is about the cable. So it can do up to 100 watts. PD, I think. Toocki, Toocki, Toocki. I think this is a nice touch as well, because usually I would have probably thrown these away in the past, but now I think they're sacred. And it's Velcro. It's just tidying them up, you know. So this device can do 36 watts at PD, but it'll only do 18 because the charger's the weak spot. But it's still going to be pretty fast. I mean, when you should think of things in relative to 5 watts. So this should be 3 times faster than the standard snail pace. So I might even charge that while we're watching. And then, this is to me the most important bit. It's telling me it's doing it by PD and it's 18 watts. So that's it's getting the maximum out of the charger. And that's what you really want. You want to get the maximum out your charger, your cable and your device. It's up at 80 already. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to point that out. Look out for these cables with the monsters on them. So you know you're getting what you think you were getting. Because a lot of people are really just getting 5 watts and they don't realise. So that's excellent. And the price, I just can't believe the price. And so that's C to C. This type's called PD. I don't know if this is going to be the one that we all end up with. I think there's a few standards. In a way it doesn't really matter, because like I say, USB Type 3, I may be getting 20 watts out there of that would be a Type A to Type C probably. So this model is KeKe PD001. Like I say, I can't believe the prices of these things are. Because maybe even 3 years ago out of Poundland, you'd be talking like £3 for a 5 volt charger, you know, 5 watt charger. So the market's really changed quickly, all of a sudden, after years of not hardly changing at all. Alright guys, that's it. So I'm charging this more than 3 times faster than usual if I was using the standard snail pace of 5 watts. Alright guys, that's it. Goodbye. Yeah, because sometimes you buy these and they won't do what you're thinking. I think a lot of times just the circuitry doesn't match between the device and the cable. I don't know why. I'm sure that will get better as the years go by. But a lot of times you can buy, 100 watts and you'll be in 5 watts and you don't know why. So As always, the most important thing is the thumbnail. Thumbnail.